I would like to introduce our guest panelist today from GE Appliances. So Beth Mickle is going to start us off here. She is the Senior Manager of Production Recruiting. So Beth, would you like to say a few words and introduce your team?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jen. Hello, everybody. It is a pleasure to be with you today. We love talking about what we do, so we'll be getting to that in just a minute. I want to do some quick introductions. First of all, as Jen said, I run all of our production recruiting for our 5 manufacturing facilities in Louisville, Kentucky. And again, we're going to show you that footprint of kind of how we all fit together. I've been with GE Appliances for the last 8 years. I have spent my career in HR and worked for a number of different companies as an HR business partner. I moved to Louisville about 10 years ago for personal reasons and feel so fortunate that I ended up working for such a great company. I started my career, my time at GE working in HR, and I was able to make the transition over to just focusing on recruiting, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years and having a ball. So I'll be talking to you a little bit more about our company in just a minute. I'd like to introduce and have my 2 colleagues from GE Appliances in Louisville introduce themselves.
Oh no, I think we're losing Beth, but that's your cue, team.
All right, Leticia, are you there? You froze. Or Hannah?
Our internet has been really wonky today here at Appliance Park. So I'm Hannah Robneck, and I'm a recruiter. I've been with the company for about 4 years, so it's nice to meet everybody and welcome.
Leticia, are you there? She might be frozen too.
She might be frozen as well, but Leticia is new to the company as well, and she's also a recruiter, and she actually just recently retired from the Army.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lois Crandall. I am the plant leader of Roper Corporation. I've been with General Electric for 23 years, and I started out in aviation and now in appliances, and I've actually been here in Georgia for about 2 years. Next, I'd like to send it over to Connor. If you could introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Connor Rollator. I have been a part of the Roper team for about 2 years now. Prior to that, I was an infantry officer for about 10 years, and I made my transition from the Army to Roper about September of last year.
Dad should be home shortly.
And I look forward to answering you guys' questions. Thanks.
And Elizabeth?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Huckabee, and I've been with Roper for almost 5 years. And I'm the HR specialist, and I deal with hiring, benefits, employee relations.
Thanks. Beth, did you make it back? Are you still stuck? All right, well, we will move on because we are flexible people. GE Appliances is a company that makes appliances. We make laundry, dishwashers. We do tons of different refrigerators and cooking. And cooking is where I am here in Roper. If you go to the next slide, Jennifer. So this is our footprint across the United States. We also have some facilities down in Mexico as well with our joint venture Mabe. But we have 9 manufacturing facilities. We have several area distribution networks where we ship all our product to. Just a little known fact, if you go to Home Depot and you look at their inventory and what they have available for appliances, you're actually looking at our distribution network. That's not true for everybody, but that just happens to be what we do with Home Depot. And so I noticed several of you are from around different places in the country. A little shout out to the folks in Killeen. My sister was in the Army and was stationed in Killeen, so it was nice to see a few of you folks. And so we have several opportunities across the United States. So we are going to specifically talk about Roper today, but please be open if you don't have to come here, though I'd love it. But we have lots of opportunity depending on where you want to land. Okay, Jennifer, next slide. And so Roper. Next one, I think we'll play a quick video to kind of show you what Roper's all about.
We make everything from the freestanding electric units to the built-in electric units. We also do counter units here. My name is Lois Crandall. I am the president and plant leader of Roper Corporation. And here we make the best cooking products in the world. Where we take stainless steel, we stamp it, we form it, and then we do all sorts of finishing. We either paint it, we enamel it, and then we send all of that product into our assembly area.
As we continue to innovate and do things, it's going to be changes coming.
The way we build, the parts we build with, new designs.
Taking those boring tasks and automating those, and then be able to give people the exciting jobs where they need to think, and I can leverage that human capability. We have a little over 2,000 employees. We're a big part of the Georgia economy.
I've been here 28 years, so you meet a lot of people coming and going, and the ones that stay is like a family to you.
You can't go anywhere else around here and make friends like we do and become the family like you can here.
If there's something going on with one of our team members, we're going to do what we can to take care of them. And that's just the Roper way.
I've been here for 8 years. This is the longest job I've ever had, and I don't plan on leaving. There's just something different about this place.
So obviously this was before COVID, yes, someone noticed the Star Wars. We were running a promotion last year on Star Wars. We did an advertising campaign. So yeah, it was a big hit. So next slide. Yes, so Roper Corporation was established in 1973. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of GE Appliances, a hire company. We are at 1.4 million square feet, and then we have just over 2,000 employees who work here. Next slide. If we talk a little bit about some of our key facts, we assemble over 200 different kinds of ranges in several different assembly lines. We purchase thousands of parts a day. We have 51 stamping presses. Our fastest press is 40 strokes per minute. It's pretty speedy. Over 300 tool sets, and we use over 72 miles of steel every day. And we fabricate over 35,000 pieces a year. So we do a lot here. Next slide. A few of our units that we make. So, your typical range, we call that a freestanding. It's standing right there, and then it's a completely self-contained unit. We also do wall ovens. We also do counter units, and we do both gas and electric, and we do front control units as well. We do all the electric ranges, and our sister plant in Mexico does all the gas, except for counter units. We do all the counter units. Next slide. And so we talk a lot about the future of cooking, and at GE Appliances, we like to be the leader of all the innovations in cooking. And on the next slide, I just talk a little bit about some of those innovations. Prior to 2017, we created the first phone app. We had the first connected wall oven in 2013. We had the first appliance that connected with Alexa. And hard to believe that was in 2016. It's amazing how fast things happen around here with technology. A few other innovations in cooking. Just recently, we've recently launched air fry. We've also launched precision oven mode. So on our, we have like a little iPad control on some of our wall ovens, and you can select that. And let's just say you want to bake a chicken. So you tell it you want to bake a chicken, and you tell it that you're ready. So you push the button. It'll automatically set the oven to what temperature, and then it'll tell you when it's done. So ovens are getting much smarter about what they do. The other thing we're also doing is cameras in the oven, so that if you're sitting on your sofa and wondering if those chocolate chip cookies are done yet, you can just look on your phone and see if they're browned. So just some neat features that are coming out. And then into the future, we're looking more about temperature control, induction. We have ovens with induction. How can we take that onto the gas? And much more connected, and what can we do with connected? So just some exciting times here at Roper. Next slide, please. And just wanted to talk a little bit about our strategy. We call this our Hoshin. Our purpose is to enable happiness and well-being in every home, and this guides us in what we do. And we talk about being coming together on purpose. We want to create a safe and secure environment. Safety is number one. We will talk a little bit about what we've had to do with the COVID and the changes we've had to make. We want to be the employer of choice. We are a family, as you saw in the video. We are a very close-knit family, and challenge, empower, and build each other up to succeed. We do produce world-class cooking products, exceeding customer expectations. And normally when I'm talking to a group like this, it's hard in this Zoom environment, but 1 in 2 families, so 50%, have a GE appliance at home. And usually when I ask the team, it's usually more than 50%. So we are out there a lot, and we want to innovate, design, and build our future. So a lot of innovations, as we just showed. Next slide, please. Community is a big part of who we are. We are the largest single plant in Walker County here in northern Georgia. So it's important for us to give back. And our employees who live in the communities, it's important to show that they are helping other folks in the community. And so we do a lot. And this is just one example. Last year we did a fall project where we upgraded a playground. And it just looked so much better after we had almost 100 people there, and just descended on the playground and just made it look so much better after afternoon. So next slide. And I think the next one is our healthcare. And so we have our own wellness center at Roper. We have our own doctor on site and nurses. We have primary care as well as our occupational care. This wellness center, we are self-funded in our benefits. And so your doctor can be right there on site. And that is available to you and your families. And so we had 32,000 visits in 2019. And it was, it's a big part of, once again, our local community. Next slide, please. Let's just talk just a little bit about COVID. Some of the questions I get: how can you have 2,000 people in that plant and be safe and not spread this pandemic that's going on around us? Back in March, we actually shut down for a week and turned this place upside down. We evaluated every single job that we have and made sure that it was 6 feet away from somebody else. If it was not 6 feet away, we installed barriers. And the barriers today are plexiglass, and they're the Lexan material. We have temperature scanners at every single entrance where everybody has to go through. And We have the barriers. Masks are required. We're all wearing our masks, and anytime we're around anybody, we're wearing them. We have shields as well. So if, for example, I'm training somebody and I need to be near that person to train them, I'm going to wear a shield and that person is going to wear a shield. And so that we can protect each other. And sanitization, we do a ton of sanitization and many other things to keep our employees safe. And so even though Georgia has been a hotspot in the past, we have not had a single spread within our plant. It's all been community spread. All right, next slide. And then, so we have a veterans network. GE Appliances has a large veterans network. I think I saw we have close to 600 veterans within our entire network. And then here at Roper, we have Connor here who leads our network here at Roper, where we have over 150 veterans in our facility. It is a network for if you were to join us. We have events where we get together. We do some community engagement events to help the community and help some of our veterans. And we also help, there is a transition that happens coming from the military to private industry. And I know Connor can talk lots more about that if you have any questions. Next slide. So we actually have a Heroes Make America participant that is employed here. And he actually works on third shift, so we were not able to have him here live, but we did a video, and we'll go ahead and play that video for you.
Hello, my name is Timothy Avens, and I am currently working with Roper Corporation through the Heroes Make America program. I was able to complete it, and in the time right before I did complete it, Nisha Rogers was able to connect me to Roper Corporation, which is a great company to be able to work for and grow with. Currently, I am an assembly operator, and my job consists of me being able to make the best quality product in a timely manner, while also being able to maintain situational awareness of those who are around me, and also making sure that quality and safety are key. The great thing about Roper, one of the great things are the opportunities and the eligibility for growth. You can be able to get your foot in the door with apprenticeship through tooling or maintenance, or you can be able to grab all kinds of different job offers that come your way while you're working here. It's great ways to be able to kickstart your career and being able to actually get your foot into a place that's a lot more comfortable and a lot more permanent. Another great thing about Roper Corporation are the benefits. There's healthcare, there's dental, vision, and life insurance, and on top of that, 401k, which you're not thinking about now, but later on you definitely will be. Roper has great hours. They also have the best pay of Northwest Georgia. The greatest things about this place I've worked, or Roper here currently, is the camaraderie. It seems a lot more like a family whenever you come in. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. All right, and then the next slide, just a little bit about some of the opportunities we have available. Assembly and fabrication operations. We also have EHS. We have quality opportunities. Anyone that has a fork truck license, we are in desperate need of people with fork truck licenses right now. We can hire you pretty quickly. Also assembly operations as well. We have engineering opportunities. We have 2 quality jobs open right now. So if we're looking for people there, lean manufacturing, and then we do have apprentice programs, which Timothy is interested in for maintenance and also tooling. So tremendous amount of variety for whatever you might be interested in. And then the next slide on our benefits. We, as Timothy talked about, we have a 401k. We have a very good matching program here. It is, and then we have the tuition reimbursement. Right now, we're offering a retention bonus if you want to come in on third shift. And then we also offer several opportunities for different insurances. And there's our website down there. And so I got a note from Beth that she is not able to join us. So if you could go to the next slide. If we, Jennifer, you want to, there we go. So on in GE Appliances, so there's all those opportunities that I listed that are available in Roper are also available in the other sites. And very specifically, they have openings for maintenance manager for third shift. They're looking for some maintenance technicians. And in our Decatur, Alabama facility, they're looking for some machinists for maintenance and maintenance electrical technician and also tool and die. So several openings that are open right now that we could take people that are interested. Next slide. And then these are some of our social media. And so lots of ways to connect with us, both with GE Appliances as well as Roper specific. And I would encourage you to go to our website. We have other videos on there and other information if you're interested in Roper as well as the GE Appliances. There's lots of information on both of these sites if you're interested.
Well, and I just wanted to add, Lois, because I know that we have several folks with us today who are not part of the Heroes Make America program. So they may be looking for positions in manufacturing that aren't so, you know, the maintenance technically focused. And I was just perusing the GE Appliances career page earlier, and there's all kinds of stuff open. So make sure if you are looking for other things that you go in and select to look under, they have like little tabs that you can choose kind of the field. Make sure you select to open more because I almost didn't catch that. So
yeah, very, very informative websites.
Sure.
And I think that's it. Is that it?
Yep, for the moment.
All right. Open it up for questions.
Question.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead. Hello. I have one question actually.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yes, of course I'm a veteran, and I have a mechanical engineering bachelor degree from West Virginia University with GPA 3.02. Just wonder if I have any chance or opportunity to join to the company. Doesn't matter the location. As a mechanical engineer.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, when you say it doesn't matter the location, I love to hear veterans say that. That is like my favorite phrase.
So you know, we have lots of opportunities for mechanical engineers that have degrees. So you know, we have design engineering opportunities. Those two quality opportunities, we would love a mechanical engineer to be a part of that. And so that it all depends on what you're looking for and what kind of field. There's lots of opportunity there.
I'm over for everything. Especially I have a 2 interim in the back, quality. I have a 6-month quality engineer co-op with Toyota company. And I have a 3-month internship research and development engineer with the Superior Fiber company. And I can be design engineer, quality engineer, application engineer, process engineer. I can't be fit in any type of engineering.
Great. So Jen, how do we get contact info so we can follow up with these folks?
So I'm not sure exactly who that is. However, we will be sharing the registration information that everybody provided when you registered for the event. That's going to go to GE Appliances. However, we're also going to pop, if we haven't done so already, pop LinkedIn profiles into the chat for those who would like to connect on LinkedIn. And then we can also share email addresses if you'd like, Lois, so people can follow up.
Sweet. I also sent an email to Jennifer White that I told her that my name is and I have this degree and I'm open for any position, any location. So I already emailed her. Yes, awesome. Appreciate your time. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who else? What questions? I see Terry, is it Valentine or Valentine? Terry says, what opportunities do you currently have for someone who has a current CPT certification?
So remind me, CPT is it's like a production certificate?
Yeah, certified production technician.
We will take anyone with those kind of certificates. I also know that Louisville has a very strong program that honor those certificates. So I guess it depends on where Terry's interested in moving to.
Yeah, and that's one thing too that, you know, as we talk, that's been a question that's been very common on these lately is how do the certifications that I'm earning kind of fit into the companies that, you know, we're connecting with here. So I see Connor over there, but I, like Lois had mentioned, I know that CPT, you know, is a certification offered through MSSC, and they have a very strong relationship with GE Appliances up in Louisville. Where those, you know, it's highly recognized, the training that you're doing, and that's spreading, you know, not just within GE Appliances, but everywhere. But that's where Lois is speaking, you know, they recognize the different credentials that you're getting through not just Heroes Make America, but the other programs that you may be going to, and how much that sets you apart from somebody who doesn't have any background in manufacturing or any focused time, you know, in learning those skill sets. Let's see. I saw another one up here that I'm missing. Does anybody have a question that you'd like to ask in person so I don't have to do all the talking here?
There was a question about positions in Columbia, South Carolina. And then there was a question about the hair company. I don't know.
The hire.
Hire.
I was like, what?
But maybe there's a hair company too. Do you do hair appliances?
Lois, I tried to address the hire company question as best I could, but I don't type 120 words a minute. And so maybe a little verbiage about the relationship between Roper and
Let's talk about Hire. I mean, it is a Chinese company. So we were sold by General Electric for 3 years ago, in 2016, 4 years ago now. Hire bought us. And I'll just start off by saying when we were with General Electric, we didn't really fit the strategy. We were a small appliance company and mostly consumer-based manufacturing versus General Electric manufactures big aircraft engines. They oil and gas. They make massive infrastructure projects. And so we had not gotten a tremendous amount of investment by General Electric. And we had been on the sales side for a long time. And Hire is the #1 appliance maker in the world. If anybody has done any research on them, they just do not have a presence here in the United States. And their goal in buying us was to be able to get a presence here. And but they do not care about their branding. They are fine with us keeping our General Electric appliances, our GE Appliances logo, and we operate completely separately from them. So we are a separate company. We have our own CEO, Kevin Nolan, and he reports into a board, and we operate independently. And so there is a very, very little influence other than some investment that has been very welcome and has helped us continue to drive the innovations that we're driving. So it's been a great, great relationship. Any other questions on hire? Okay, great.
I do see that Danny Sandoval has his hand raised. Go for it, Danny.
Yes, I had a question now on the map on location wise. I was just trying to clarify. So I'm in Killeen, Texas. Is it the Star? I was trying to find out, is that near Dallas, Waco, or Austin? As far as I think it was light blue, so I'm assuming I think it was a distribution.
Yeah,
if that's correct.
Yeah, we have a distribution center in Dallas.
Okay.
I'm going to put that map back up just in case anybody wants to take a little closer look at it.
Yeah, you'll notice here that this is Dallas is over here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. But then the one that's in south by the border, that's Laredo. That is a cross dock. So all our deliveries that come from Mexico go through that Laredo cross dock, and then they get positioned, divvied up so that when they can go to their separate places in the United States.
Lois, and Jen, if I could add, sorry, I'm back.
Yay.
I mean, right as I started talking, everything went dark. So
hey, your team picked up and ran though, Beth.
I know. I am not surprised. We've got a great team, so thank you. I wanted to mention too, back to the question about where is that, Dallas or Laredo, there's a heat map on our career site. Scroll down on the main page, and what you'll see is pins for different places where we may have jobs. So that might be the easiest thing. If you're looking for a particular part of the country, check that out, because that'll show you, this shows you where we've got facilities, that kind of thing. That will show you where we have jobs.
And I think that's important too, right, Beth? Because there's sales jobs, there's things that wouldn't necessarily be at one of the manufacturing or distribution facilities or whatever type of facility it may be. So always keep that in mind.
The two largest jobs that we have across the country that are not at a facility, that are more work at home, remote, are, as you said, sales, but also our factory service technicians. So those are the individuals that go into people's homes and repair the appliances. We always have a need for factory service technicians if that is something of interest, and that's around the country.
Is that a position that you train individuals for, or are you looking for certain qualifications? They already have to have a mechanical background?
Marvin, that's a great question. I believe, and it's been a while since I've looked at that job description, I believe that, yeah, they have to be technically inclined. I believe that there's a certain certificate that they can get as well to help, maybe make them, for a candidate to be qualified. You could just, search on our site for factory service technicians. The site will tell you. Yeah.
I know William has a question, or maybe a couple questions he'd like to ask.
Yes, hi, how you doing? I'm not in the HMA program yet, but I'm looking to get into that next year because I'm still a little far out from retirement yet. But anyways, a couple questions. First question is related to quality control. What type of certifications do your type of companies desire for that to do quality control? And then the second one is, do you guys value, or how do you value like Six Sigma type certifications?
All right. Beth, do you want to start there? And
Sure. If you could take the quality control, that would be very helpful. But from a Six Sigma standpoint, that's a great question, William. We definitely, Six Sigma, you will still see a lot of people that still have that certification, that put those principles to work. I also think that, now, we really focus on lean manufacturing, but those principles transfer over. So that's what you'll hear quite a bit. Because we have so many people that, have been with us since we were GE, now GE Appliances, again, it's very valued here. So if that is something that, the experience you have, there are ways in which we, would love to work with you on that. So go ahead, Lois.
And it is a great thing to have Six Sigma when you're going into quality. So a lot of data analysis that happens within that quality. It depends on what kind of quality role you're looking at. We love engineering degrees, but it's not absolutely necessary. So it depends on what you're looking for. And I would encourage you to go on that website and take a look at some of the jobs we have. We have 2 jobs open in Roper. And if you go and look for quality in Roper, and it'll be very specific in what it's looking for.
Okay, thank you. I really don't have any experience in either one. Well, I don't have certifications in either one of those, but being an aviation helicopter mechanic, I've got a number of years doing quality control, technical inspecting on that aspect.
That's great experience.
Some of that would, I guess, transfer over.
Absolutely.
And then one last question, kind of location based. On the map that you guys have up, I see a pinpoint in Washington. Where is that, kind of, sort of?
Is that Seattle, Beth?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in
Seattle area.
Another one of those area distribution centers. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
So I want to mention just for a minute, if there's others that are in the same situation as William right now, first off, thank you for starting early in your transition. And that's what, a big piece of these is about, helping those who are ready to find jobs, but also helping to educate those of you who may not quite be in that window yet of transitioning, to be educated, to make better decisions, to help direct what your future goals are going to look like. So, William, I would say to you and anybody else, if you've still got that time left, remember credentialing assistance, tuition assistance, take advantage of all those things, because you can get some of those Six Sigma and some other certifications, while you're still on duty. So you're not wasting your time in a skill bridge doing some of those too. You can make it all as valuable as possible. I shouldn't have said wasting time. Nobody's wasting time in SkillBridge, but maximize your opportunities is what I'm saying. So, other questions? Let's see. Anybody? All right. Well, I don't see any other questions that are coming through. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. If you have another question that you think of here before we wrap up, don't be afraid to ask it, but we're also going to be mindful of people's time and give you some time back in your day too. So next steps. While I have this up, I do have a poll just to give a little feedback that I'd like you to go ahead and respond to for me. There's actually 3 questions on here, so you probably need to scroll a little bit to get all 3 of those. First, just kind of rating the GE Appliances presentation. Second, just kind of rating the entire overall event. And then third, are you interested in applying for a position with GE Appliances, regardless of the location? Like I said, we're going to share contact information with their team and hope that you've gotten our info too. Yes, you can definitely connect with them on LinkedIn to further conversation individually. So while you're going through those polls, Do make sure that you explore open careers on careers.geappliances.com. And there's several different ways that you can look. Like Beth said, they have the heat map there. You can search by, like you could type in a location or keywords, and then you can also, they got little boxes for those kind of career fields that you can click on. Make sure you click on view more, because there's several more that'll drop down. Also, follow us on LinkedIn at Heroes Make America, as well as GE Appliances, a hire company. Connect with our teams. If everybody hasn't seen it yet, because I kind of get lost in the chat when I'm doing this. If everybody has not added their LinkedIn, this goes for the Heroes team, as well as those of you from GE who would like to share yours. If you'll pop your links down in there, appreciate that for everybody. And then, so connect with us, and then you can follow and use the hashtag HeroesConnectM2M to see anything that's being said about these events, upcoming events that we may have, so on and so forth. And you can go back and see about last or previous events too. And then share and invite with your friends, right? Or share with your friends. Like I said, these are valuable regardless of where anybody is in their transition. These are valuable for military spouses. Manufacturing is so huge, so diverse. There are opportunities for nearly everyone somewhere out there. So take advantage of these. We do have some upcoming events, but because we're getting into the holiday season, things are going to start to slow down a little bit for us. And then we are ramping back up in 2021 again too. So our next event will be with the North Carolina Chamber of Commerce. That one's going to be a little bit different than this one, where we'll focus on the state of North Carolina, why it's a great community or a great state for people to live. We'll talk about education and recreational opportunities and those types of things, but then we'll have a couple manufacturing companies on there as well, talking about job opportunities. So that'll be November 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that invitation will come out soon. You'll see a monthly invitation for November come out. Oh, let's see. I see lots of things in the chat. Or I guess I see lots of notifications for the chat. Looks like everybody's dropping their LinkedIn profiles in there. So thank you so much for that. Anybody from GE Appliances have any last?
Yeah, I think Connor put his in there, and I know I'm in the, your invitation that you put on LinkedIn. My name is in there. You can just go ahead and click on my name there and send me an invitation. I'll accept that. So
yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, Lois. That makes it so much easier. If you go onto LinkedIn and find the invitation or the post about today's event, I actually tagged all of them in it, as well as our team. So it's easy to click on those. So,
hey, and I would love to have Connor talk a little bit about the transition. Nobody asked him a question, but I think it would be important for him to talk a little bit about the transition of and what we do and how we help folks.
I am so glad you said that, Connor. I apologize. Leticia, I know.
Yes, also, yes.
Yes, thank you. Would definitely love for both of you to share a little bit about your experiences, both in transition as well as at the company.
Sure. So like I said before, I've been working at Roper for about 2 years. And prior to that, I was in the Army for 10 years, majority of that being an infantry officer. And just like you guys, probably most of you, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I joined what I called it the real world, especially given that nobody looks for somebody that, fast ropes out of helicopters or shoots guns or anything like that. So I didn't really know where I wanted to go. Well, I found Roper, and through their interview process, I learned about the Veterans Affinity Group that we were talking about earlier. And it piqued my interest because clearly I want to find like-minded people when I work somewhere. And then I started to learn really how many veterans that we had at Roper. And when we say 150 plus, we got a plant of 2,000 people, and the veterans infiltrate every single level of the organization, I would say, except for one, because Lois is not a veteran, but she's the plant manager. So literally every other portion of the plant, other than that, you guys have assets there that you can talk to. So it was a huge culture fit. There are plenty of leadership opportunities, which I was very excited about. And given the size of the company, there is plenty of room for me to move laterally or vertically. I mean, I could outgrow Roper and go to GE Appliances, and you guys saw how big their footprint is. There's just infinite opportunities for all of us to have a successful career here. And in terms of the transition, it was about as easy as I can imagine. Of course, you're going to get here and have some culture shock simply because you guys are leaving an awesome organization. Arguably, if it's not the Army, it's slightly less of an awesome organization, but still admirable. But you guys are leaving that organization where you've been accustomed to it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 years, whatever it may be, and going into the civilian world. And this veteran network, the kind of work that I found inside of Roper Corporation and GE was just a good fit, and I was able to go into my role smoothly. The first day on the job, I just started exercising my leadership capabilities within the team, and we were seeing results, and that is what was really important to me. Being able to do that and then learn the actual job outside of my just immediately applicable skills from the military was huge, and it made the transition extremely easy, especially given the veteran support network that I had here at Roper. So if you guys are worried about it, if you have any questions about any portion of your transition or trying to get on with the Roper team, just shoot me an email or a question on LinkedIn, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. All right. Again, if you got questions, just let me know.
Thanks, Connor. And I don't want to forget about Elizabeth either. So you're not off the hook, Elizabeth. Leticia, are you there? Oh, she might have lost her connection earlier too. All right, Elizabeth, you're up.
Okay. There it is. I was in the Navy years ago, so I didn't transition. I didn't have a great program like Heroes for Hire. They just taught you to do resumes or whatever. But when I got out of the Navy, I was there for 7 years. We moved to Georgia, and I always heard about Roper as being the place to work, and how they treated their veterans was great. So like I said, it's been a long time since I wish I would have had a program like that. And then now I'm working for a company that really appreciates veterans. So Roper's pretty awesome. So I don't have a lot to say like Connor did, but it's great. It's great here. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I'm looking through it to see if I see Leticia anywhere, but I think we lost her earlier. It's that beautiful weather that we have in Kentucky today, let me tell you.
It has been a day, Jen, and sometimes, as Lois can attest, sometimes it's little blips. Today has been on and off all day across 5,000 some odd people. So it's just it's been one of those days.
We understand for sure. Hey, before we go, I want everybody to pop it in. We had a lot of people comment or provide feedback in the poll that you're interested in GE Appliances. In the chat, I want you to type the types of roles that you would be most interested in. I know you did that in registration, but now that you've learned a little bit more about the company, pop that in there, because they also get a copy of the chat transcript, so it won't be lost forever. Lots of quality. And IT today too.
Oh, I see CAD apprentice. In our design engineering organization, we utilize, absolutely utilize that. So
make sure I'm getting some private chats in so make sure when you type in where it says 2, that it doesn't say NAM meetings or Jen White privately, because then I'm the only one seeing it. So make sure you change that to everyone. I love to see the variety down there. Is somebody gonna comment? Yeah. And I know several of you are joining us from other programs today. So I do want to thank you. While we at Heroes Make America, we do have our training programs in certified production technician, certified logistics technician, and mechatronics. We are advocates for the entire military community and making introductions with manufacturing companies everywhere. So as you see these invitations, please continue to join us for these because we want to connect you with jobs regardless of what program you're going through. So, all right, any last questions before I try to wrap it up again too early? Well, I would like to take a moment just to thank everybody from GE Appliances and Roper for joining us today, taking the time. But I'd like to also mention that they are a sponsor of Heroes Make America, and we cannot do this without companies like you that really find the value in hiring from the military community. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate everything. We will definitely be sharing more information with you, and we look forward to future events for sure. For everybody that joined us, thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedules today. I hope that you found this meaningful. Join us on future events as well. With that being said, I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you on future events.